feel like it's fragile as it is.
No, you're right. You're right.
I feel like people will get that.
Okay, guys. I think the volume.
Great. Is there
I'm sending.
somewhere?
I'm sending. Just know that Alex, the volume.
You mean like now or in general?
Yes.
Oh, hello everyone.
Howdy.
I will edit this out.
Edit it.
Oh yeah, I just heard myself here. Hello. Perfect.
We're so good at this. It's gonna be great. Alec should be back with us very shortly.
Hey, Alec, everyone can hear it.
Hello! Uh-oh. My webcam's broken. Classic. Maybe that'll help. There we go. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? Welcome to yet another private developer stream for all of you Kickstarter backers. Let me know if the audio levels are odd or if anything's weird. I'm very soft. How about now? Now I'm loud and proud. Yeah, it'll say object on there. Despite all appearances, I am not a professional streamer. Glad to see you survived your seafood adventure. Yeah, it was pretty dicey, if I'm being honest. But I made it. I felt a little queasy afterwards. I'm a little shellfish intolerant. I ate a bunch of shrimp on Valentine's Day. But I'm still kicking, you know? Just give me one more second and we'll get started. This is going to be a level design stream, so you've probably seen this area before, Septemburg. We have a big first pass already done with everything in this area, and my job today is to start getting it more towards final because I don't know if we've announced it or not, but we're going to be at PAX and we want to show off a new stage for all of the PAX goers in addition to the last demo that we have, which was in the crypt. So we can see people play a little bit of a harder stage, see how they respond to all of the gameplay objects and enemies and themes and vibes of this area, and hopefully we'll get some good data out of it that we can take home. PAX is like good for marketing and stuff, but I feel like going to a convention like that is also just like really good for the health of the project and the team. It's like a good opportunity to get some more content shored up and polished off so that we can be proud of it and move on to the next thing. Yeah, I dyed my hair. You like it? Septemburg always has me appending to it. Septemburger. Yeah, sounds like it's lunchtime, bro. All right. So basically, the way that I'm gonna approach this is by going through this big document that I have of all of the stuff that we want to improve about the level. Last week I wrote this up and we reviewed it with the level design team. If you're ever wondering what kind of feedback goes into the minutia of every single room, it's stuff that looks like this. And I figured we should probably start with making some new areas. There's two components to like getting the level into a better spot. I would say the first one is generating ideas for content where it seems like it's missing. And then the other component is like taking the content that is there that we feel really good about and polishing it up to be totally perfect and done. But I've been looking at this level a lot already. I want to generate some new content. That'll be more exciting to watch probably too. So once Mina goes through here, we have this like entrance to the town proper of Septemburg. There's these like two crows guarding the entrance. They sling fire at you. You can like use this little arena to evade them or bait them. But then they come around. Pretty neat. It's all right. It's a good idea, But as soon as we cross this threshold here and go into central Septemburg, it feels like there's not enough of a transition between the two things. Because in a game like this, when it's top down, you obviously want the room content to be really good and like really fun in a moment-to-moment basis. But unlike something like Shovel Knight, where you can just do that with any kind of blocks you want, and then the background is just a completely open canvas that artists can do whatever they want with. In this game, the background and the gameplay are like the same thing because it's top down. So I'm finding that we have to spend a lot more attention on making sure that thematically the level is cool and you're going to like lots of diverse and interesting places and the backgrounds can be cool and they can give you a sense of progression, right? That has to like intertwine with the gameplay a little bit more. So right now this like entrance doesn't seem very impactful. It's just like a little corridor you go through. I guess there's these little like posts on the side. Those are kind of fun, but it's not something that you're necessarily going to remember and keep in your brain, especially because like all these previous rooms are kind of sharing like the same density, the same tile set art. It all just kind of like blends together. So we need more of a breather moment in between these two things so that when you do enter this village, it feels like a strong, cool, big opening. So now that I've rambled a bunch, let's dive in. Sandy was saying we should have like a bridge to cross. And so I want to make all Sandy's dreams come true. And I think that would be a good idea. But
give me my dreams, Alec.
But here's something to consider though. In the crypt already, we kind of do the same thing. You go down this like spooky bridge and it's serving the same purpose. It's breaking up that previous area and like the crypt proper, which you're about to enter. It's making it's giving you a landmark to remember on your way. It's like doing all the same things, but we don't want it to just be the same. So it's important to think, how can this bridge be different than the other bridge we already did, while still accomplishing many of the same purposes? So let's think about that.
Have any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe like instead of a big long one with pits everywhere, it could be more contained. Turn off some layers so it's a little bit easier to work with. It probably needs
like one screen.
It probably needs to be a
wide
little
screen.
long, but maybe it'd be fun if you could like go off to the side. So like what if we started with something like this? But instead of what was that image you were telling me to look at with the bridge? What do I look up?
Oh yeah. I think I saved it. I can post it to you.
But instead of like, you know, big long bridge with lots of pits, maybe it's more like we're going on some little ones.
I have such a massive reference folder of images for like every environment. And, let's see. I know I have it.
Could be maybe a little more like this. So it's like one of those arch bridges, right? And it like goes on to the next piece. And then there's like another bridge connecting to that. So you're like going onto like little patches of land basically. And these could be like a little bit wider.
There it is.
So that gives it like a little bit of a different structure. Already, we can do something with that. Let's see. I don't have a second monitor, so I have to like look at my TV. There it is. You could not have found a blurrier picture.
I know, it's so tiny. I actually have another one. Hold on. I'll post.
I'm thinking of that arch bridge. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. A covered one could be cool, or like kind of like how you have those two wider swaths of ground. There could be like a covered bridge that opens up to like an uncovered portion and then another covered portion.
Yeah.
So you like pop in and out of the ISO.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You're stamping them down.
For it to sell being a cool bridge, this probably needs to be a little longer at the start. When you walk in, you'll see like this much basically. And then we're coming from here, and there's this many tiles off to the side. Oh my god, it lines up perfectly. That's great. I love that. Like I planned it, but I definitely didn't. And okay, here was my crazy idea. Check it out. Boom. You go that way. And then that could be where the train station is, because that's also something we still need to slot in here.
Hey, Alec, if you shared your screen in Discord, would that mess up something?
I'm afraid to do that. Why do you ask?
Alright. Cause like if I'm watching stream, it's like 10 seconds behind, but that's okay.
What, the Discord chat?
Well, like if I'm watching stream on YouTube, I'm 10 seconds behind you, so I can't see what you're
Oh, I see what you're saying.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I'll stream it locally for you.
Okay, thanks.
I gotta find the right screen. I don't have a second monitor, so I have to like lean and look at my TV. Okay.
Yay.
There you go.
I'm seeing the future. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, this is what I was thinking, Sandy, and then we could have like some rivers and stuff, and maybe you could even go under the bridge. That sure would be neat.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So like, we'll do this kind of a thing. And this is something else that I wanted to do anyways. Where's that bad boy? Boom. Put another gourd boar, like more on the critical path. Maybe, you know what? Maybe you should have to go that way and like fight them. And then this like goes off to the train station. This can't like have the same structure. It needs to immediately look and feel different.
Yeah, we could put some like the bridge is broken in the way that the path that looks normal.
You also
Like,
have
the
like
bridge-
barricades on it, like the Corvidden have set up little barricades to stop people from getting to town.
Oh right. Yeah, I like that. Like the bridge looks like it should continue, but you can't get there the normal way.
3, you want that much space. This should be this size though.
Gourd boar in a long hallway makes me happy.
Yeah, he needs more diverse setups, I think, but for a first one, I think this is probably what you want. Then, if this is a bridge, you gotta have some water. And my second crazy idea was that maybe when you're going over there, you can like find a way to walk around in the water, and it kind of feels like you're not supposed to be there, you know? People always love that.
Oh, like you can walk around the water part later.
Yeah, like there's a way to jump down there, and then you can like, I don't know, go grab a thing or two. You like push it all the way to the extent of the room. Okay. I guess this should be like this or something. It's looking pretty cool. We don't got any water for Septemburg, right?
Sadly, no.
I can just use the sewer water.
Yeah. Or maybe the water from the intro beach area. I think that's blue.
I want it to be shallow though.
Yeah, fair.
If you're gonna walk around here afterwards, it's just gonna be
Place it later.
it's gonna be brown and poopy for now.
It matches the color scheme with the rest of the level. Thematically fits.
Yeah, just brown everything.
It's just fall water.
Maybe
Oh,
we should
right.
just use some of the sewery constructs, honestly. Might be a better fit.
Discord saying it's soup
It's
Easy.
super cool.
as usual.
I won't spend too much time getting that ready though.
If I think of the water as soup, I really want to push that boar into it and make it way more delicious.
We do want the idea represented at least of like he could be under there later. So I'm gonna drop one of these in here. Just to like get that going.
You have a burrow wall over deep water. Does that work? Like you won't just drown in it. You'll just be able to, I guess, swim forever under there.
I don't know. That's a trick question because that's not deep water. Gotcha. All right. So before we get too far, let's just see how this actually looks in game. How the spacing is feeling. Going on some bridges. Yeah, you want this one to like continue, but it's like blocked off or something. Or you know what? Maybe that is just how you get there. And that's fine. And then this is truly an optional secret thing. You need some like pits on there to make it feel like, oh, it's like a little dangerous to go that way though.
You can't tell if you're going up those steps or down those steps.
I bet you can figure
Which-
it out.
Which
It
steps?
keeps changing in my head.
Oh,
I think, yeah, I don't think I've done a pass on those. Oh, no, I did do on those. You just have to zoom in to see the color differentiation.
I think their corners have them tilted away slightly, so that should help you.
Yeah.
Little triangles. We did a pass at this for the I think the Kickstarter demo, that original one, because we also had the same issue back then for crypts.
Yeah, it's Bone Beach that I haven't fixed the stairs on yet.
Okay.
Need one of these guys.
Ooh.
Oh, I can. There's trees under there.
Needs a
that was so
background.
surprising.
Classic para.
Where's
I don't even know where those are coming from.
Love that.
Uh-oh. Tiled is not happy. This is not Crypt B. You're lying to me.
Oh no.
I've noticed that when you all open multiple maps at the same time, Tiled gets very upset. Should probably figure out what happened to it.
I hate when Tiled crashes because I gotta move all my little windows back into place. Alright, there we go.
We should debug that crash and fix it for you.
Turn that back on. Throw some pits back there. Alright.
Where do those pits go?
Into the soupy water below. And then later you could like get over here. And then
I was
explore
hoping for
around
that. That's
here.
really cool.
People would
It's got to
enjoy
be
that.
deep water.
No, we got to make a Dark Souls swamp level. Come on.
Dark Souls soup level.
You could have like a segment that's deep and like a segment you could walk on.
You gotta have some deep water. Why
You
have a
gotta-
bridge?
Copy paste like 60 copper demons in that shallow water right there.
Gotta have a bridge because it's all poopy water.
Why are there bridges in LA if the the canals are never full? Checkmate.
They're
full
definitely
now.
full. No, when it rained, it was crazy.
Okay, you guys got me. That one time it rained a bunch
No,
this
that's-
year for
that's
the
what they're-
first
that's
time
what
in
they're
like a
for.
decade.
That's what they're for. It's for like 100-year floods and stuff.
And that's what these are for.
Yo, this is September, not LA.
Yeah.
The
It
real
rains
In
Summer's
England, it's
LA.
worse.
Yeah.
the real answer, if you don't appreciate me joking around, is that we already have multiple other levels with an emphasis on deep water gameplay, and so we should not even attempt to add those tiles into here, I think. Because that would indicate we are out of ideas. And that ain't true. Okay, so we got this cool bridge. What do we actually want to be doing on here? We're like fighting more of these guys. We're heading into the village proper where there's going to be a whole bunch of them. And these spring bellows have just been introduced as well. So it seems like you want to use some of those elements.
This bridge is what leads into Septemburg, the second half of the level. Is that right?
It's going into like this main village area right here.
Okay. Would this be a good pumpkin hand section with
No.
narrow corridors? No.
Absolutely not. I'm not sure what we want to do. Let's just start collecting all of our elements. We got those. We could do some spiky collision on here. We haven't been doing that too much. Seems like you might want to break from all the vegetation. So maybe not as many like pumpkin breakables and such. We had some rocks on the other bridge in Crypt. I don't want no rocks. These hedges probably don't make a lot of sense here, but their gameplay we could use more of. Maybe you could just do something with some of these spinny guys. Some regular old gameplay. Any other enemies we got? You're fighting these like torch baron guys, so it'd be cool to fight more of those. How could...
Baron? Is that like Baron Lionel?
No, that's like bearing a torch.
The torch. I'm the torch.
Bearing Lionel.
He's really heavy, you guys. You need to stop bearing Lionel.
Candles are always good. We got that red gooper we could be using. And we got level 2 bone bird we could be using if we wanted. But those are kind of the last resort here, I think. Should probably be some of these shock trooper guys. I think that might be the answer. Because they're going to pop up in the sewers. They need to be like foreshadowed more, I think.
Are the shock troopers like thematically the same faction as the Corvidden, or are they unrelated?
No, yeah, that's unrelated. The Corvidden are more of a consequence of the actions happening across the island as a whole, and the
Okay.
shock troopers are the like specifically the force of the like the evil presence on the island.
Okay.
They're more like patrolling the island deliberately, whereas the Corvidden are just kind of like a corrupt version of whatever was living there before.
Right.
We maybe use crates here if we need like a less organic breakable.
Great, trying to avoid going too breakable crazy. set. It's pretty easy to do. Let's carve this up a little more. Make it look more like an island that you're on.
Feel like we haven't given sign knife a chance. Could put in sign knife.
That ain't in this level. That's in the frozen train yard.
I think it was generic.
Nope.
Isn't it a generic? It's in the generic section of the GDD. I think we were just saving it for
We put it,
levels that make sense, like the frozen train yard, because it's like blue and icy.
Ghost and ghosty.
we put
Yeah.
it there because we didn't know where we were gonna put it yet. We just knew that we needed some knives that move in a sign pattern, because such is the Yacht Club game's way. But now we know where they're gonna go. They're gonna go in the frozen train yard. But it'd be weird if
be
those
sign
were
knife games.
everywhere. We can't put a
You-
Medusa head enemy in the entire game. That's too close to Castlevania.
Can you fall through those pits into the swamp below?
Nope.
Oh.
There's a
That's
forest
what-
under those pits.
That's what I was saying. Like, where do those pits go?
They go under the bridge. You don't want to be there. It makes you respawn.
Well, you can go under the bridge over there.
Okay, I'll make the gameplay worse so that you can you can stand here, I guess.
No. It's fine. It's just look.
Okay.
Someone's gonna call us out for it on the wiki someday. So
We gotta
Figured I'd-
start adding some real gameplay setups here now. I don't want to do the moving platform thing that we already did. Let's look at Crypte again. Yeah, this is like basic platforming and combat.
gotta start using those camera auto scrolls eventually.
This ain't no auto scroll. Maybe there could be like a few of these, and then you can like go to a few different islands. Might be neat.
Could there be like some like hay bales or something breakable on them?
Hay bales. We ain't got no
Or
hay
whatever,
bales.
whatever. I
I
thought we had a
think they
hay
meant-
bale breakable.
Do you mean like
Yeah.
leaf piles?
No.
We
Oh.
have
Didn't
corn.
we? I thought we added like a bushel of hay, like a
Nope.
corn of hay. Why do I remember that tile?
That was a dream, Jasper.
No, I swear it's not.
I've never.
Yeah, it's
made
totally,
a
it's
hay bale.
totally there on PF0.
Oh, that's just a collision tile.
Oh, that's not a breakable. Okay,
I don't like this collision tile.
Get out of here.
it should be a breakable. That's what I'm saying.
It's like there's all this empty space here. I don't like
I have a
colliding. I
plan
don't like
to make
colliding
a-
with the.
Whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna make a
Whatever.
32 by 1 anyway. That like fills the space better.
Big hay bale.
Yeah, like the more traditional like thresher made ones that are big and rolly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
like the cinnamon bun of hay.
Cinnabon of hay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I guess
The
there could
dessert
be
of
some
cows.
threshers like coming down at you on the bridge. That's a little strange though.
oh, this screen was gonna be a respite before the village.
We can't we can't have a respite
Why?
because there's gotta be cool gameplay.
We're gonna have a respite. We have a respite in Crypt, and it's lovely.
This needs to like
This-
connect to the train station. There shouldn't be a big nothing screen on the
Oh.
way there.
We need something for stairwells. Something equivalent to stairwells, though. I think.
I don't think that that idea should be in every stage. I don't think that there's a ton of value in always having that. I think that helps that stage in particular because we're trying to sell like going and descending, right, downwards. And so you need like a room that's just staircases to convey that feeling, but I don't think that, 5% of the screens in the game should have like nothing in them. That's not the precedent that we should be setting, in my opinion. Alright, so what's it actually gonna be? We know that we want some of these crow guys milling about. Maybe they could have, like, a little encampment on their island. Like they're just chilling by the fire or something.
You can put another campfire if you want.
Oh yeah, there's these.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I hadn't thought to use that anywhere but with the NPCs, but could be used elsewhere too. Could even put it in the village.
Let's put a couple of these guys chilling here. See how that feels.
Looks like they chopped down the other mirrored tree that should have gone there and like are burning the logs.
They're chilling.
The torches
Roasting
are fun, too.
marshmallows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, and that's how they lit their torches.
Beautiful. Alright. Well, that's alright. What else we got? Needs. It still needs like a central gameplay idea. It can't just be like some guys on a bridge. What are you like actually contending with on your way across?
Yeah, I don't think it feels like an entrance still. It needs like a signpost. It needs like something that feels like a deliberate transition between a forest and like a more organic area into a crafted village.
I mean, I think you get that. If there's like, you know, a big sign here or whatever. What are you looking for specifically?
Like, you know, whatever would traditionally be found at the like entrance to a village or a town, like a signpost or I mean, I guess the idea of a bridge
Oh.
kind of gets that across too, but
Don't we have
good?
Don't we have some gate tiles like on Crypt Road?
Yeah, let's try not to recreate this bridge exactly though, with everything being the same.
I'm thinking of like the gate to like from Crypt Road back towards the hub. There's like
Yeah.
open gates over there.
I'm more worried about the gameplay of this area right now. We can add a gate later if we want. But what are you actually doing here? Like I said, we'd have some troopers. There's these like little islands you could go to and battle on. Seem like not big enough, probably.
Babylon.
Prior to this area, this is where your first, those two Corvidden that you see there are the first ones you see in the level, right?
No.
there's a
There's
bunch
more
of
before it?
earlier. Yeah. That's the first boar you see, I think, though, unless you find a way to the sewers earlier.
Oh yeah. Um. We don't want like birds coming at you. There could be some shock troopers guarding it. It seems like the fate of this should be like using the bellows more. Maybe this is like blocked off. You gotta be like hopping off. It's less of a fun secret, but at least it's using the stuff. Put these guys over here. now it's a thing where you gotta like jump off the bridge and jump back on the bridge in a few places. It's gonna be like that. Maybe this should be skinnier. Yeah, it's probably like not room to be messing around too much. We want a lot of these. This could be shorter. Okay, so you go down there. I guess it would be good if this still felt walled off. And then there's like some guys down here too. And you can like be in the shallow water. And then you hop back up onto the bridge somehow. Seems like that might be fun. Give you one more tile space here. Could like really send you on a journey if we wanted. Nah, too much. And then you should like pop back up over here. And you have to like go under here. And it's like more of a thing that's asking you like, hey, did you remember to like to go back and like grab a little prize down there? That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And also so that when you're here, you're like, oh, I want it. It's fun. It's fun to want something and to not get it, and then to later get it.
That's like a fundamental of any Castlevania style platformer.
Like a fundamental.
Get out. How
Alright,
dare you?
Stream is just quiet for the rest of it. I wish that when you're on here, though, like, I want to like jump from a more interesting spot. This thing shouldn't just be like in the water. I want it to like be on a different island or something. There's not really room for that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's try this idea out and see how it feels. And make more edits. I feel like for this to feel like an island that you're going on to, needs like some landmarks. Put a tree there. I wish that this guy was like more obscured from the player somehow. Like you shouldn't just be able to walk straight over there. I could spike it off. I could like really try to like guide you around maybe. Looks like it might be a fun little arena. Could use a secondary objective towards the enemies so that you actually want to like be going in their direction more instead of beelining it. So let's put some of that new grass in there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll always say yes to grass.
Sandy loves the grass.
It's like getting over ground.
Yeah.
We need one of these as well, so you can go.
So I noticed like things like the grass turn yellow as you place them. Is that part of the palette of the level that's changing that, or is look like it wasn't yellow prior to you placing it?
No.
Oh, okay, it's just a different pattern.
We just have a few types now.
I see.
I haven't placed any of these anywhere yet. How exciting. Maybe this is like kind of all grassy so that it feels a little bit like you're not supposed to be there. And you have to scan the room more. Alright. This is looking pretty good. When you jump down here, okay, hold on. Don't get too ahead of ourselves. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Okay, here I am. Oh, look at these guys. Hey, buddy.
Like, hey, we're just trying to roast marshmallows.
And there's that fire in the way, like blocks their raycasts. It's like not ideal, kind of. Oh, I can't get the chest. Oh no. Okay.
On that one guy, I think you can change his line of sight prop.
Yeah. Then I can go around. Now I'm up here. Alright, some stuff I might want to see. Might want to like go under here. Womp. And like be under here. I don't know what be under here. But I want to. When I see a bridge, I want to go under it.
How do you get back up?
It could be like this is just a little burrow zone that you can go into. And then there's like
Oh, that'd be fun.
you know that guy who's fishing and links away in Link to the Past under the bridge. I want to meet a guy who's fishing under this bridge when I see something like that.
It'd be fun.
Not super confident about this like action gameplay we've got up top, but at least we got something in here. And the theming of this seems pretty strong already. This is like a memorable location.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. What's chat saying?
They're talking about nickname.
How it looks all weird. That's not our fault. That's Streamlab or whatever. Backer kit.
Earlier they were
What's
talking
called?
about like being excited about like enemies with level 2 and some of the sewer stuff.
Oh yeah. I feel like I should show off some more cool gameplay. Check out these sewers that you're gonna go do later.
Are those crates not dark anymore?
Nope.
Ooh.
These goopers are red, and they have more health, and they have a new attack. And this was the first one of these boars over here. But it shouldn't be in an optional area, I don't think.
Every time I see the boar, I just think of the vegetable gremlin. Without fail.
We definitely talked about that.
We're just making Gremlins 2 new bad. In like every way. Have you played that
Every game should
before?
just be Gremlins 2. Such a great movie.
It's a great game too.
Gremlins game's pretty good.
The NES one?
Yeah, it's a lot like this. You like hop
Yeah.
down a platform, jump around, you fight vegetable gremlins.
When Mina comes out and is a smash success, we'll see if we can get the Gremlins license and
Yeah. I wanna
turn
play
that
this
around
one.
pretty quickly.
She's not a Smash success until she's in Smash. That's what makes it a
That's
Smash
true.
success.
Let's get that campaign started now.
Dr. Blue in chat says they want to know who goes to the trouble of lighting all the candles.
Should have a character, the lamp lighter.
A little fairy, yeah.
So
Yeah,
one
I was
in-
saying we have to have like a candle salesman. It's like, I'm making a killing selling all these candles. Everyone wants them.
It's pretty good.
You ever think
Wasn't
of
there a
something-
candle
oh,
demon or something in one of the Castlevanias? I feel like there was some game that thematically did something with that.
Red Gooper's so smart. That makes me happy. Look, he's gonna get you. Ah!
Never.
This is a fairly robust sewage system for a small New England town.
Someone in chat was saying that earlier. But I was gonna say, I don't know, it's like full of crates and enemies. It seems like kind of a problem.
I mean, sewer systems were invented like hundreds of years ago. It is possible that they could have something like that. catacombs, and like Victorian London had an entire like city worth of sewage systems under it.
Weren't people like pouring their sewage out the window at the same time? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
I think that might have been like the direct motivator for having a robust sewage system. They're like, we got to make a better system than this.
There were definitely a lot of issues
Oh.
with sewage and dead bodies and stuff.
For the NPC that lights all the candles, Mystery Squirrel Incarnate says they should be called the Candelabro.
Bro is
good.
too modern a term. I feel like bro wasn't invented until like, I don't know, sometime in the last like 50 years, right?
Like that random dictionary that we found on archive.org.
Victorian era
Victorian slang.
With Victorian
era.
slang, yeah.
Oh yeah, you keep posting that.
It's good for a reason.
You gotta make that grass burn up if it gets torched.
Ooh,
Oh.
Breath of the Wild alchemy system here.
Yeah.
The leaf piles do, so we probably could.
Yeah. Do it like that.
I don't see why not. Yeah. Now I'm kind of thinking I want to like push this more to the side so that you have like more room to do whatever we want to do over here. Let's make these islands match up too. Seems like you want a guy like patrolling here, and you can like jump down and aggress him whenever you want. That might be fun. Maybe there should be like one that's just open. You can go down there. No, that's a secret that you can get here. I'm gonna save that for later.
You have like a half tree on the bottom of that room.
Let's get this guy going back and forth. A1, A1. And there should be like some stuff down here to grab probably. Ugh. Maybe a little bit of land. There could be some like underneath land too. A little bit of a shore. These trees could like intrude on it a little bit.
A swampy space.
Yeah. Let's make this art kind of line up. Okay, cool. So that's like the bank. The river bank. Do we have there's not really tiles for this, are there? For bridging these things.
What are you looking for?
Anything to like bridge these concepts.
There might be.
These leaves, but they end with that like outline.
Don't
That
we have
kinda-
like
I can-
shore,
that kinda works.
shore tiles in the beach one? Not beach,
Beach
the
has-
bayou.
Yeah, nothing in Septemburg just because
Okay.
water wasn't intended to go here. So
Got it.
I'll probably have to make something.
You're the one who suggested the bridge over the water.
I like that you're making more use of the stone wall tiles here, because they're not used that much.
Which ones? These?
Yeah.
They're in the village.
Yeah, but that's it.
Things like built out of it there.
Bringing Sandy joy.
And in the end.
They're never.
things.
Oh yeah, and there a little bit, but I don't know what that's gonna be in the end yet.
campfire. Got it. It's obscured.
When are we gonna add leap blocks back?
Wherever they're appropriate. So you can kind of like retreat here. I don't like that. You should like have to commit a little bit further. Okay. This all seems okay. This idea seems cool. This seems alright. I like that he's going back and forth. You don't really know where to go because you can't see up here yet. So this could be like anything. So to ease the player's anxiety and to allow them room to fight this guy and brain space to consider this guy, we need to like block this off a little bit, I think. So you're thinking when you jump down, like I need to contend with him first and then I'll like figure out what's up there. Because if it's just open, it could be anything. There could be more enemies chasing you. Like, you don't know. I like this like riverbank thing we're doing. Should have like a little more of that somewhere. This could like kind of come in like that maybe. Fighting just this guy on his own though, that's like not engaging enough. There needs to be more danger down here. Bro has been used casually since the 1960s, but it has been used as a short form of brother since the 1660s. Whoa.
Whoa.
Bro is fair game.
Ye old bro.
The old bro. This kind of like connects these rocky areas too. How'd all these rocks fall, I wonder?
1660s. So bro could have been in our constitution. Weird.
This is having a pretty cool vibe already. Whoa!
Hey, that's working as intended.
Did it create a wall of flame?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Just like it,
Bro.
Do that again. Do that again.
it's the same like universal fire system as what's happening in Bayou.
Oh, right. I thought it was the grass you were talking about.
Oh.
Ooh.
Bro.
What happened?
That makes sense. Once it burns off all the swamp gas, there's no reason for
There you
it to-
go.
Thank you, Michael.
Except it did it again.
Swamp gas. Yeah.
It reaccumulated enough
Yeah,
swamp gas.
that has to build up. Well, anyway, I don't think there's really been like an opportunity for it to like even be in this part of the level yet, so we can tweak it.
Oh, wasn't there gonna be some like sewage runoff somewhere?
I think you're looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was thinking like this. It could actually just remain sewer water if we want to keep that as like a through line of an idea.
Okay. There needs to be more gameplay with these spring things in here. It's neat that you have one to kick this off, but need to be like bouncing around more for more different types of reasons as well. And I like that this one's kind of like hiding in the grass. I wish that these were like, I don't know. I wish they were like on something that made sense for them to be on.
I guess one interaction, I don't know if we're using that much, is these springs can be used to break leaf piles as well.
Yeah. In the first half, a lot of this is subject to change, but I feel like I'm jumping onto leaf piles and getting a prize like constantly. Here's one, here's one, here's one. There's one. There's one. So it seems like maybe the leaf piles by the time you get here should be on cooldown, so to speak.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This could be a windy bridge.
What?
Could be windy.
Oh, you mean wind? Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. We don't have very much wind right now.
It kind of seems like this room's already going in a different direction, though.
I feel like a higher elevation bridge would be windy.
Near the end of the level, you should be on a precarious bridge with wind. Similar to what we have at like the end of Bayou.
Your wishes will be granted right here.
Oh yeah. My wind
Your
shiz.
winches.
Ooh, that works way better in text.
That's what I'm planning though for that area. Okay, let's worry about this encounter a little bit, I guess. I don't want to like overload this with guys, so I don't want to like drop too many more down there. You could have a pumpkin flyer, I guess. But
Did
it
you just
needs
like
to
put a
be
pooper in there?
a
What?
pooper.
Oh yeah, like
Uh,
Cooper, but sewer version.
the win room, yeah. This is after the boss. That's where you go. Room not final.
No, you're gonna see that at PAX. It's gonna be great.
No, you won't. The thing about this pumpkin is that he can't really be here because it's gonna feel like he should aggro sooner, but I don't want you worrying about him, and I don't want him like popping up when you're over here either. He would need to just be like there. That's like kind of awkward though. Maybe not. That
Oh,
might be cool. There could be another little bank on the right. This might be like not enough space for this, but let's give it a shot.
hey, if you place wind in a spot where you're also using a spring bellow, does it push you like extra far?
It should.
Do we know?
I don't know. I'm not a programmer.
I assume because you have air control, it should also affect you there, but I don't know if we've tried it.
I think
I never thought about it.
But the way these work is I do all these calculations to figure out like what's the maximum and minimum distance you can go on that. And I think I take wind into account. I don't know if it works if there's changing wind. I think it just looks at whatever the current wind is. So
Got
if you
it.
had changing wind in a room, it would cause issues. Maybe. I'll double check right now.
I mean, it might not come up. I'm just curious. Oh, Sandy took off the. It looks like you took off the tips to the spring bellows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to put those in a 16 by 16.
So they're like,
a
yeah,
while ago.
definitely 16 now.
Four and a half.
Oh, that's right. I remember how it works now. If you're launching on a spring bellow, I ignore changes to the wind. And so if you launch on it, it'll just use whatever the wind was when you first pressed on it. So if it changes midair, the player just ignores that and keeps acting like the wind was, like it always was.
Same as it ever was.
Yeah, I feel like whatever's safest makes sense to me.
Alright, that's better.
The Corvidin at the campfire are so cute.
Are there going to be more mechanics or situations where the enemy's attacks affect the terrain in a similar way to how the enemy fire sets the whole water area ablaze? We always like putting interesting little overlapping mechanics in here, but I'm not sure if there's anything quite like that. I can think of a lot of things that are kind of similar though. This encounter seems cool. I like that the pumpkin is telegraphed very clearly, and you should like know what's gonna happen when you hop down here. I like that you've seen your like tiny little area to hide in when you're like approaching, so you know you can always back off to there. I'm gonna make it like a little bit easier to see. This guy, you kind of just like jump onto him. I'm not sure if that's good or not. Like if you time it wrong, you'll just like land on him. But maybe that's like the point. Oh, really got me.
Yeah, anytime you get hit, that makes me happy. I always,
Good.
but like I always want to make him like more aggressive though.
You should probably no. I feel like my keyboard's getting stickier. Yesterday morning, I spilled coffee all over my keyboard, so it's not in good shape right now. I'm glad no buttons are accidentally firing though. Okay, then you get up here. This is like a dense combat area. You're probably not gonna goad these guys much further up here, which seems good. So it seems like this is kind of just like a brief respite, a very brief one. But there's got to be like something to it. Wish we could have some cautious platforming. I guess there's these spikes. Could make you go around a spike or two. No, feels like overworking it. This just needs to be like a smaller area, I think. Let's not worry about that. Okay, so then you pass under there, and you come to this side. And this, like, needs to be blocked off along the top. So this is kind of like the area we're working with here. And all this would have to move over one to the next screen, but let's not worry too much about that. How should you get back onto the bridge? That is the question now. Boop, boop. Are these equidistant? Yeah, this bridge is just too big. That's better. My keyboard's sticky. I nearly died eating shrimps. It's true. I'm also very tired right now because I had to work out in the morning. Could have like a little spike maze. We don't do that too often. That might be appropriate. Just a little something, something. I want to jump from like a more exciting area though. That's kind of the issue right now. Maybe that's just like there, and this could like be something similar to this, but just more truncated. Like there's a small ledge just for you. And it would like still be that kind of bridge stuff. This is looking pretty good. I'll probably wrap up this part real soon, so that we can maybe have time for one more cool area to work on. Getting all my tiles mixed up. This is like natural stuff. Okay, cool. that, I guess. We should have a little staircase going up onto the alcove there. I've been on this bridge in Bloodborne. It could be on like both sides. That'd be neat. But I gotta use the right tiles.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm back. My entire desktop froze and crashed.
Nice. I'm having a lot of computer problems lately. I think it might be time to
Flatten and
to
reinstall.
address them. No, all my problems are like hardware problems. My BIOS
Oh.
like doesn't like booting to my computer a lot.
You spill coffee on everything else too.
That's what it feels like.
It's sort of like
my-
you also mod everything, and I'm like, man, now I'm having all these like overheating issues.
I would never.
My dumb question earlier was like if it could just beat stairs back up. Like, how do you decide whether it's like spring bellows or not spring bellows?
I think that what's important for this regarding stairs versus spring bellows are two things. One, they were like just introduced in this room, so you want to like see what other things you can do with them in the next room. This room right now is like you're using it to jump over ledges and stuff. Like this is like a tutorial one, like you just do it once. This one is just here to like help with the routing, I guess. In case you can't tell, I don't super like this room. And these two are like you can use them in a pinch to like more expertly maneuver around this very constrained little battlefield while you're like fighting these guys. So like a basic tutorial one, a kind of useless one, and then like what if you used it in your combat is kind of what's happening here. But I think what this needs to be is more of a room. I'm not gonna actually make it, but just so you get what I'm talking about. Like where there's just like a lot of them and there's some enemies kind of around and it's not trying to like lock you into one play style quite so much as it is just like a fun arena for you to be like playing around with them in and like learning how they work. So I think that'll like be the fate of this previous room, which means that when you get into this room, you want to start maybe doing some of this like navigational stuff with the spring bellow. So like jumping off the bridge with it seems cool, and getting back onto the bridge with it seems like it would be appropriate as well. And I like that these areas, like this below area, feels like it's elevationally distinct from the above stuff. And I think if there were just stairs going back up, you might lose a little bit of that. It might feel more flat, like less like it's like high up. I'm liking all this. This is like not enough room for what I want there though. So maybe this could just keep going straight. Can we like get some of this room back? Maybe. This could be like kind of broken off and you have to use another one to cross back over. Going on a little journey here. Bear with me.
I was saying I like those two pots. They add a lot of ambiance. Someone is decorating very purposely.
Something like that. No, it's like overworking it. But I'm not sure what this little area would be though. So maybe that is a good approach. If it was like this, I could also move all this down and get some of that space out of here that I didn't want anyways. So it seems like that's the way to go. I should probably like explain the thought process a little bit more. I'm trying to think like what's going to serve the room in general and like the gameplay of all of these things. Like it's not necessarily super important at the beginning stages to like make sure that each individual tile, right, is like super carefully considered. I'm more thinking like, is there enough room in each of these smaller areas to like fit a complete idea? So like this area underneath the bridge here was like too big for like an idea, and you just fought these guys and it doesn't seem like it needed another idea. So by like lowering this thing and shrinking the space, it's less of an issue. I'm not like worried about this zone anymore and like what could be in there because it's not enough room anyways for anything like really important. So like I'm mostly just like thinking about the spacing of stuff in these like early steps. I like that this is like now a repeated idea. There's like these like launch bellows. That's cool. I guess this kind of has to just be connected. There's like some rocks there. But it's neat to see that kind of a thing. I think it'll work. Okay. It's also good when stuff has like a similar structure to it. I don't like that these are all like different sizes for no reason. If they're more consistent, then the player can like have a sense of the spacing of it in their brain just intuitively without even really thinking about it. So something's got to give. This area seems like it's too large anyways. I was like stuffing collision into it just to like occupy that space. So maybe that space is just too big in the first place. Or these could be larger. I could also make the screen larger too. That'll probably happen anyways. So I guess right now I'm thinking about my like island size. How big should an island be? This size or this size? Let's do the small size. I think that could work. So this gets truncated to be like that big. And then this all comes down by 1. Oops. It's like how in music, the presence of sound is equally valuable to silence between notes. Yeah, that's a decent analogy. I gotta finish this room so that you guys can actually see some gameplay. Alright, that goes there, that goes down there. Now we're like in between sections are that long. That feels like a good, happy amount. The intro one is a little longer to give you some breathing room. Now that I like know my structure that I'm happy with, it's easy to just paste those down. And then this needs how much more room, really? You want the end of it to feel like you made it somewhere, so you need like a little bit of a breather towards the end of the room of just empty space. Move all this out of the way. So if it ends there, maybe? That seems good. Pretty cool looking bridge. Yeah.
Alec,
yeah.
is this bridge page 1 of 75 or however many it was?
What? What do you mean?
Or sorry. I guess the like your doc of design feedback. I think the relevant feedback was like 10 pages. So is this like half of one page?
This is one note. Better entrance staging. Have a little bridge you can cross. But behind the scenes, it's doing a lot more than just that because I'm trying to like fit more gameplay concepts in here that we need, and I'm gonna reduce space elsewhere where there aren't ideas. Like here, this kind of idea is like very thoroughly explored in the previous in Septemburg A. So like, you know, this is essentially gone, and we need something to make it up. And hey, look at that, we got it kind of lines up.
I assume there's also going to be some like room for NPCs that are more natural than just like shoving them on the critical path right now.
Yeah, this area too, with like the sewer outfall,
Right.
is like it's not in a great spot. But if I take all this out and then have this bridge here to start, then I think that'll like work more naturally with something like this like off to the side.
Oh, that would be cool.
And then the town can be up here, and then this part, like all this could be like nice water, and then like only like kind of over here you see the runoff. So I'm thinking about a lot, but I think this should all line up in a good, pleasing way. Let's get our border back, just so the room cannot be escaped. This is like too much space up here, but I like the space on the bridge. So now we can't do the spike thing. We need like a real idea over here. It seems like maybe there should be some more shock troopers on the other side. Should I put the sniper in here?
Ooh, shock sniper.
Oh no.
Not ready for that one on stream, Bridget.
I mean, yay.
It's gonna be great. Do they attack from differing elevations, or do you have to be the same elevation as the shock sniper?
They cannot shoot through this wall, if that's what you're asking.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, laser stops at walls.
Gotta have a shock sniper that's carried by a bone bird so that it can shoot through walls.
I think actually we just want to fight some more huntsmen. They need to like be around here.
Gotta give him like a pitchfork or something.
This seems like a great spot to have one with the sickle, because we've got some like open room for him.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen him very much.
Yeah, we gotta get more of that in there.
I hope it still works. I feel like it's just gone unused.
This is like, it shouldn't be obscured really now. Maybe these guys are like chilling in the middle with their little fire. I like this imagery that we got over here. Maybe we could have another like guy chilling down here.
Been really interesting to watch how many times that first island has changed in like the last 2 hours. It's like a cool like time lapse of the development of the space.
Yeah, I used to make some time lapses doing Shovel Knight levels. A few times when I didn't want to stream, I would just like record it anyways and then speed it up and see what that looks like.
Did you post those on Twitter, or do those still live somewhere? Bet they look real cool.
We put one in like a article somewhere. I don't remember. It's on our YouTube channel, unlisted. And I've posted some stuff to Twitter that's like that.
That we've said it on stream, we gotta we gotta share them with everyone.
I feel like the bonfire should be interactable.
Interactable? What do you mean?
Oh, it's not even animating, huh?
Well, yeah, it's just there's no anim tile. We can fix that.
Oh,
I don't know. you like, I don't know, some sort of riff on Dark Souls. It's like, ooh, it's a bonfire, gotta rest at it. Nope. 3 more enemies spawn.
You can inspect it.
Yeah.
There has to be a trinket that turns the end of the whip into a marshmallow. And then you can whip the fire to get health back.
It's so nerve-wracking watching these guys. I've like never seen them in Septemburg up to this point.
Are you expecting the sickle to just like float into the sky?
It did at some point, yeah.
This seems like an interesting fight.
No, it doesn't. Just one guy in a big
Well,
square.
yeah, but you're like constantly running away from him, and then his sickle like moves in the arc of the whole space that you're in, so you got to dive under it or dodge it.
I feel like it's awkward because like the sickle right now needs such a big path for it to like fully make sense. Maybe we could like maybe if its path were smaller, maybe we could fit it in more spaces.
Like channeling a lot of like Dark Souls stuff with this with this area right now.
Yeah, it's great.
This is definitely, I'm doing that thing. I started to look it up here.
Okay, which swamp area are you thinking of?
Not a swamp area. Collisions. We're like doing this kind of thing. It seems like.
Yeah.
You're like on the way there. There's you see this? Like.
Yeah.
You know, and there's like some stuff over there, and you can like kind of hide from the enemies. You can see the next ones and stuff. It seems like that's like what these are.
Those are, yeah.
That's what it seems like they should be, anyways. When I'm like looking at this.
We even have a carriage.
Yeah, we need to put the carriage in here.
Could I just plop it in there? What tile sets that in, I wonder?
It's in the Crypt Road, right?
Yeah, Crypt Road.
I'm putting it in there.
I was mostly kidding, but we do have one.
Give me that carriage.
How did it even get here?
It's got to like block the path to the chest. That's what's blocking it?
That's so funny. Now it's really Bloodborne.
It's not on the tile. Ugh. Slightly too big. Oh, you can go under this also. This
you can like remove a window in the
Okay,
middle.
wait.
I think.
I actually love the carriage. It's so Bloodborne.
This is too big, I think. It's
just remove
Like
the window in the middle.
exasperated.
How did
from
it
Alec.
even get? How did it even get there?
Oh no.
Somebody drove it really fast and then turned a hard right and skidded it into place.
Don't tell me the builder broke.
the builder.
No! Alright. I'll solve that later. I assume when you place the new... Oh, is it... Did you, like, not import the tile set correctly? Is it just, like, crashing?
When you just paste new tiles, they just go in here.
Alright. I'll look at that later. I assume when you
incorrect.
Yeah.
Is it in the wrong? Is it in like the wrong layer?
Oh, it's gone.
No.
There they are.
There they are. All right. Sorry.
I can't flip them though.
It's so cool. I love the carriage.
Oh right, it's an anim tile. We should make it so you can flip anim tiles.
Whoa, that's possible.
Anything's possible. I wrecked the engine. Just tell me what you want.
Anyways,
Going back.
We can't have a carriage on here. What are we doing?
Oh no!
You can do anything as long as it's fun.
Yeah, I thought we could do anything.
Bloodborne already did that, and it's too big. The art's too big, and it doesn't actually block you since you can go under that thing. So I don't know.
In my
just
head,
put,
it's
put
just
like
like
a rock in front.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael, sorry.
Sorry, my justification is the Corvidden are trying to keep people like out of the town, so like it wouldn't naturally be there, but I just assumed they placed it there.
They're just piling up garbage so you can cross their bridge.
Because like they have the bonfire in the bridge, it's all like kind of messed up, so you got to go off the bridge to actually get further down it. And so I feel like the carriage is just like the closer you get to the city or the town, the more they're like, we really don't want you there. But that's just like what I assume. I don't know if other people would read into it that way.
Maybe.
All right, going back up in the chat. Somebody, someone was asking earlier, any updates on the fishing minigame?
No.
There's a very
We
early
did a-
prototype which I started, but I don't want to show that on stream.
Yeah.
It's like way too early.
It hasn't been priority.
Yeah. We've been too busy focusing on all these cool levels.
We'll get around to it.
One of these days.
Okay, what am I doing here? This looks cool. Up to here, we're good. All this is good. And then over here is where it kind of falls apart. So we got the sickle guy, and you're merging from underneath this wall here, and we need to get you to this little bellows thing right there. Could this be even like one further? Where does this thing need to be for this to work? Okay, it needs to be one closer. You should be able to land on these pots, right? One more closer? No, it doesn't let me jump on the pots. That's what's happening. Boo. Whatever, let's not worry about that.
Oh, damn it, I'm muted. Eli, can you spring bellows onto objects? I forget. Like in theory.
Onto what objects? Onto like pots?
Yeah, like breakables.
That should work. I mean, it works for leaf piles. I don't think I tested it with pots specifically, but it should.
It works with, I think, any breakable, so I think it should be fine.
I don't know about that. Here.
I think Jasper
This'll
changed
definitely
this
toast it.
recently, so it might not. No, it doesn't. Okay.
Wait, why? Oh, is it because they're not? Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have the ability to like land on pots when I programmed this, and so I don't.
Right.
I think it's
Okay,
literally looking for leaf piles only and ignoring collision with leaf piles and nothing else.
Oh yeah,
I
you should just check allow jump down because we have a mask for that now.
Okay, I'll update it then.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be too hard. If you need any help, let me know.
Cool.
No, it should be a pretty simple change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Someone-
now
some-
that we're like going down into this like ravine here, it's like not special that you could like be here, but it can be once again if you're like blocked from this side, I think. And so the only way to get like over here is to like maybe like
Whoa.
through here.
Double bores.
Oh yeah, this should be like in
Whoa.
a Dark Souls swamp where you're like, oh, how far does it go this way? And there's like big scary enemies in the corner. And there should be a
They'll
chest
totally
right
overlap each
there.
other though.
I mean, that could be fine, right? As long as you can't see him from up here, yeah, that's good. And then you get down here and you're like, oh, there's more. Oh, just run from him. Oh no.
Because I've been playing Sekiro, this reminds me so much of the Fountainhead Palace. Like, where there's like all these different, like, interconnected water sections, and it's kind of hard to see the full thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Be cool if this like thinned out more also.
You saying you want to give Mina a sword, Bridget?
I
Katana?
now, yeah, I'm in the mood to make a Sekiro for sure. I'm gonna beat the first Gauntlet of Strength tonight.
Nice.
Maybe it's like that kind of a thing. This could lead to a little prize. Then there's got to be something that like makes approaching them really scary. I like that this is just open though. This should just be like open, and you're like, is there even anything down there? And then you find out there is, and you think, I'm so smart. I love video games.
This art is so beautiful. Oh, Sandy, your work's getting complimented.
Whoa, that's not even done yet. Thanks.
Your sewage water is getting complimented.
Very stinky.
Beautifully stinky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying they're gonna at some point totally overlap.
Yeah.
Because like enemies can just overlap other enemies for the most part, unless they like consciously have that component to push each other out.
I mean,
That's okay.
I feel like the room's got to be something like this, though. You gotta have two of them fighting you at once. That's some good stuff, you know?
They're not. Their ability to attack you vertically is diminished from their horizontal danger, right?
Yeah. So we need some stuff to like block you vertically more. So maybe there's some more of these rocks. They like start carving into a path. I like how open it is though. When you're here,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, there could be anything down there. I don't want to like carve it up too much. But we do need more room. So this guy's got to be like down here. That buys us a little bit of room. Maybe this is like thinned out even more.
You just have a flame corvid throwing fire at you while you're fighting them.
We already do so much of that in the bayou.
Only one other time in this room, though, right?
Yeah. So maybe this is kind of opened up. There's like a few little rock formations to like contain these guys more. Sure. Let's try that. Needs to be more of like an intentional divide, I think. That could be another bridge you go under. Whoosh.
Whoa.
It would be like here to continue the analogy. It would be like broken here.
How many bridges?
That's lame though. It's cool that this is like just the open square swamp. Needs another element though. I don't want to drop some pits in here or deep water. I think it's cool that you can just like trudge through the swampy area like this. Might just have to be some spikes. Spikes might be the answer here. That'll like make this area feel like more scary too, probably. I don't have a great formation in mind, so let's just like drop some. See if the general idea behind this is worth preserving.
Bridget, are you saying Mina's bad at cooking in the chat?
Well, people were talking a second ago about like, I think Anthony Yuki said if Mina's an amazing inventor, she must also be an amazing cook. But then people have kind of been talking about it for a second because we've been talking about how like there are some things that Mina is going to be bad at.
Yeah.
Like dancing.
Dancing and cooking.
This is starting to feel a little more constrained. I mean, this should just be like you can't go at all. Maybe we lean more on like the grass in here too to obscure things and like slow you down. Little patches of grass for you to destroy. You shouldn't be able to see any of this from here though.
Did you say earlier you didn't want to use leaf piles here?
I did say that, but you know what? That would work great.
Yeah, if it's something, because they can charge through leaf piles, right?
Yeah, it seems like, yeah. Let's give that a shot. Instead of that. Cover up the spikes. anything can go up to this tile, and you won't be able to see it.
Mina the tailor, or Mina the cobbler. I like this. Sorry, I'm reading chat and being very amused by it.
Lots of good stuff in chat.
Everyone's trying to figure out what she wouldn't be good at.
How about something like that? There could be like some more prizes over there.
All right. Well, now I've implemented flipped anim tiles for you.
No way. I could just flip them.
Did you? Was that really like a feature request for you before? Because it like took me like 3 seconds.
I just assumed that would never happen.
It's wildest dreams coming true.
That is a wild dream.
It was not that hard. It was like one change to the builder.
Something about this feels pretty sloppy still.
When they overlap, you can just attack them both at once. It's not much more threat than one boar.
Yeah. Bridget, do you want to add some soft enemy pushing on the boar?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that earlier. That's why I suggested it earlier. Yeah, we can do like some soft pushing.
Cool.
So they don't overlap.
Even still, I feel like something's not right. I want like an open area to fight him in, maybe.
I feel like 2 boars is just a lot.
What?
If they destroyed the leaves and opened up the space if you successfully dodge an attack or two, do you think that would feel better?
Nah, if they destroy the leaves, then the leaves don't work anymore to constrain the battle. What's the player actually gonna think? That's what we gotta be. That's what we gotta solve for. Right now, you have to approach from this side. That sucks. This was better when it was like opened up. So maybe just like kind of take a little bit off the sides. It's weird that these are just like floating here. Maybe there's like a peninsula. Cool.
Yeah, a
Great.
little island.
Okay, so far so good. And maybe, honestly, you don't need that. Just keep this open. That could like be like kind of attached over here. Alright, so far so good. So you approach it. We want you to like run away from one and be like, aw, damn, there's another one. That's like the moment we're searching for, I think. So
You meant like an S-curve path they had to go down?
maybe I'm thinking about the leaf piles wrong. Maybe they should be like on the sides. So that like the boars have space that you don't, rather than putting them in the middle and like messing up your arena. Now, like the player's like very constrained in here and they might want to rush through, but like the boars have more charging room. It might be kind of cool. Let's try it out. You're like, oh god, there's a boar. Oh god, there's another one. Yeah, this is like real uncomfortable. That's good. I don't want to like bait him like above or below. Alright, that's pretty cool. This is still like maybe a little bit too much space. So we could do something like that. Just square it up on both sides. And bring it in more towards the end. And might be cool if you could like run past them and actually feel like there's some semblance of safety. So maybe all this gets moved up by 1. Something like that. And the treasure chest goes like somewhere that feels a little safer. It's like in that little alcove a little bit more. I'll just give you a little more room, see how that works. Two. Right there. And now that I'm putting so many leaf piles down, it really seems like these should be trees. Yeah, this is starting to look like something now.
That looks fun. I've been reading stream chat, so. Ooh, that big get hit is so good! That makes me happy.
That was Bridget's feature, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, apparently the things that make me most happy are like when Mina gets hurt or like brutally hurt. That's not very nice. For me.
Anytime Mina gets brutally hurt, know that Bridget is
Yeah,
very happy
I'm
somewhere.
Yeah, I'm responsible and very pleased.
As an engine programmer, I'm the most pleased whenever like Alec does like a build and nothing breaks and like his computer doesn't blue screen. You reload and you don't like start falling through the floor 15 times, because boy howdy.
The spacing is looking real cool. I'm liking this. Here's some things I like about this room. It's got a bunch of bores, but the first time you're going through here, you think it's just one, because you can only approach from this side. When you are here, I like that you can't see that there's anything special down below you. But if you're really curious, you stand here. You could like, you're like, oh, there's a little something. Oh, maybe that goes somewhere. Obviously, this is like a big tell, but who knows? Maybe you might think it's just art. In fact, let's lean into that. Let's make like, you know, it's like it's arches, you know? It's not suspicious at all. It's just the art.
I feel like one of these has to be a burrow wall, or like a burrow room that you go inside.
Yeah, it might be cool.
I think I actually made some arch bridge art. It's a little temp, but it should be on the 3rd page where the campfire is.
Oh yeah?
You could try and make it work. It might not.
These
Alec.
things?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not, you can't actually go under there though, right? This is all just collision.
No, you can't yet. No.
Should you? It is half a tile.
Probably.
Yeah, you could just paint, I think, a burrow wall thing on there. If you remember how to do it.
I gotta like, I don't trust myself. I gotta like use this one.
Yeah.
Boop. Or I guess it should only be like these 3.
Yeah.
Alec, Anthony Yuki said watching this stream helps give them insight about what kind of mindset they should have when designing a level for a game. So that's fun.
Oh yeah, I love to hear that. If you have any takeaway from it, I would hope it's just like, you know, think about what the player's going to be doing and what like how they're actually going to react when they see this stuff, and try to design cool moments for them that they'll remember forever.
It's very hard to think in terms of like someone who has never seen your level before, but as much as you can, put yourself in that space.
Yeah. There's no up version for these, Sandy, but we'll make do.
Well, you can just press V or Y or whatever it is to flip them.
What? Is that gonna work?
Probably not. Did you not know you can vertically flip tiles?
Yeah, I'm always afraid.
I did test a lot of this stuff, so it should work better now. But yeah, I get you.
It's like upside down candles. Don't do it.
All right.
That looks really fun though.
Do we have a gray? Yeah, that'll work better.
The real fun thing is seeing if Alec's stream crashes and his computer blue screens when he builds.
If that happens, it'll be.
Yeah, I was
only
gonna
because he
say,
spilled
don't.
coffee on it.
Don't sync just yet.
Speaking of memorable moments for the viewer.
Question from the Dink: are there enemies?
Go on.
Go on.
Are there enemies that hit Mina so hard she goes into the ground?
You have
That's
to.
not really. That's not really how that works right now.
Like a whack-a-mole.
I love
Yeah.
the question, but in order to burrow, you have to be holding the button, and when you let go, she comes out automatically. So we can't put you into the burrow if you're not holding that button, because then how would you get out? You know.
I feel like
It'd start
that
to
could be like a
confuse the
fun
control scheme.
It could be like a boss finishing move.
Maybe it was just like a Tom and Jerry thing, just like hammered into the
Yeah.
ground.
You should get accordioned into the ground by a big enemy.
Alec, this is looking so good.
Heck yeah. Can make it
This
Just
whole new space
a little bit more
came
final
together.
too. Assets, BG.
I like that.
What are you
this was
looking
one
for?
note.
I assume Sleepy Hollow. It's our.
Tiles.
No, I hate that.
Where's that?
What is that?
arch?
What is that? There's a tile that's just a log with an axe in it, but nobody has an axe.
Oh.
I haven't seen that yet.
Deep lore.
Which one is this?
BF3, I think.
2.
Oh, 2. Nice.
Boom.
That looks so cool. I can't believe they carved down the trees in order to make the bridge. Really makes you think.
Oh gosh. Oh god. It's cool how constrained this is.
What are you gonna put in that chest? Like 3 bones?
Yeah, I gotta at least put some temp stuff in here.
Yeah. What do you get for killing a boar right now?
Like way too many.
Pride.
bones.
Personal pride.
Let's just put some cow skulls in here. I don't like putting just like regular pickups in there. So far, it seems like chests maybe should be like only things that like pause the game and do a little dance and stuff. Chests are like important. I guess we put keys in them. Feels like that's
What a
okay,
giant
too.
bone stone.
I put bone stone inside chests all the time. Yeah.
Maybe we need a boar stone. Gross.
Look at this off the beaten path secret. This is begging to be a bone stone. I can.
I was gonna say
confidently say
trinket,
that.
honestly. That could be a trinket sink.
We've been adding so many quests and NPCs though that I'm starting to think that maybe you're not gonna find a lot of trinkets like out in the world
Aw.
naturally. We do have a lot of them to give out though.
If this were Sekiro,
60?
that would be like 1 bone.
Bone
Or
stone
like
value. Let's give you 1,000 bones for that one.
Got a question that's kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
Another one from Anthony Yuki. Will there be an enemy that hits Mina so hard she forgets how to move straight and attack? So kind of like a dizzy state. But I was thinking probably not, because we try not to take away player control like most of the time.
People hate that when you jumble up their controls. Does anyone like that? Raise your hand if you like it when that happens to you in a game.
I don't see any hands raised, so.
I'm carefully watching chat.
We do have some moments where like control is taken away, but they're like pretty rare.
Just noodling this now. Doesn't matter.
So final.
What else could be here? Here's what's important. It can't be anything on those two tiles. But
So
I don't
what's
know. Feels like
what's
it's
the
missing
path?
something.
You start from the bridge on the right.
Yeah, you come up here, you go over here, you go under here, you go back up here, and then you can go back. Whoa! And then this is like a one-off little secret thing. And then you proceed by going like back up here.
And is there? How do you get to the boar area or the boar thing down there?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that was what we were doing.
It seems like it's got to be like some other secret.
Is that the train station to the left then, or?
Yeah. So here's the train station. Then.
And you imagine there's going to be like something in the train station that lets you get up to the poop entrance in the top left there.
Not with poop entrance.
You okay, Bridget? What's going on?
It's so funny.
I need a little more room. Let's move it over a little bit.
Oops.
And then grab all the objects. Hope I didn't miss anything. We can at least kind of like temp this area out to the side so we can get a feel for the whole space before we wrap up. That's like a wall. Here's train.
Right. So this is going to be the.
And it would be.
I assume we're gonna somehow mock this out for the PAX build, though.
You're probably not going to go to the train for the PAX build.
Right. I was like, are we just gonna have like a gate there or something?
Yeah.
Just a static image of a train.
It seems cool though. I like that the gameplay is still pretty straightforward, but it's crafting a space that feels like open and adventure-y. That's neat.
A big thing I really do like about like the FromSoft level design is that you never go into like a house or like a space through the front entrance. You always go in through like a back or a side entrance, then come out and like unlock the front entrance later. I think this is hitting a lot of that for me.
Yeah, you always see a door and it's like door locks from this side and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna bother. Like it'll just be in like 3 hours from now.
Yeah, I mean, but the locked door is always the front entrance for some reason. Like you'll see like a giant cathedral or castle, and you'll always like go in the side like delivery entrance in the basement before you get to the grand hall and go out the main doors. I always thought that was a neat trick, and this is hitting a lot of that for me. We should do more of it.
You need an enemy over here. Guess it's got to be more of these guys.
Okay, in chat, not Jim Carrey is asking, will there be any platforming puzzles?
Oh yeah, all over the place. This game's gonna have more platforming than any Zelda you have ever played.
Hits are the deadliest enemy in this game right now, because they do like a quarter of your health bar.
Yeah.
You miss a single jump and whoop.
I mean, you can like hear the first room of like this area, right? It's like there's like there'd be platforming all over the place.
I feel like what you showed of the sewers earlier as well was like a platform puzzle / maze.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel like there needs to be a little bit more of that in this stage overall. Like, it's just hard because like thematically, I don't want to like drop a bunch of pits all over the place in like the village here or in this forest. So those are like two big areas. I think maybe there needs to be like a larger platforming focus in like the very beginning of the stage, the very end of the stage, once you like start getting to like this area.
Yeah, once you get to lightning.
And like here, there should be like 1 billion pits. But yeah, we gotta figure out where to put all that. Here's a platforming room. Look at this one.
I suppose if we do some house interiors, we could put a lot of the platforming in the houses themselves.
Yeah.
I really like this room.
This is a very Alec room.
This is an Alec room for sure.
This is an Alec room. This is what Alec's rooms look like. It's the same one as the new crypt left side meat grinder. It looks like this.
I remember it got like a lot of notes in the review, but when I saw this room, I was like, oh yeah, this is my kind of room.
I think you could sequence break it really heavily right now.
It's my kind of room.
Because like you have to look at it and like stop and think about it, and like the solution that you're first drawn to is always like the trick one, and I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we call this a ghost wall room, because of this room as Spectre Night.
Oh, where you have to figure out the path. I remember those rooms.
This is it's one of these rooms.
Or these all. So every time I saw this in the campaign, was that a you room, Alec?
This I did make this room, yes. Me and Sean had a lot of fun making this. But our conclusion was that, you know, maybe we took it a little too far. And you get to this part and then you get nothing. It's just a skeleton.
Playing this stuff, these rooms, like I felt like I was getting trolled, but I was laughing as I was getting trolled. So I think as long as that happens, you're okay.
It's definitely a troll room.
Oh yeah, we're missing one-way entrances, like one-way collision. Oh no, we have that. What did
Let's
I
jump
say?
down. Let's jump down.
Yeah, that's right. We got to do it like a maze with jump down.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the notes for that one.
This is an Alec room.
Signed out. Get out of here.
Gotta verify it's you.
I'm so glad I didn't show my password. That would have been bad.
It's only
here.
2 characters. It's only like 3 characters. I'll brute force it later.
You probably could, honestly, if you wanted to hack me. Don't hack me, please.
Anybody watching this on the VOD?
Just Alec
Not a
is cool,
challenge.
spelled with a K.
Yeah, here's my note for that room, though. It feels like one of those ghost wall rooms where Alec takes an idea a little too far. Could use a Sean pass to dumb it down and make it better / more simple.
The Sean pass to dumb it down?
Yeah, Sean's good at making things real simple and plain and good. And
That's
dumb
real
sounds
dumb.
like a mean word, but I mean that as a compliment. A lot of rooms need to be dumb because players are dumb.
Hey,
It's true. We're people that play this game every day. The player, they ain't like that. It's gonna be the first time.
I remember Crypt Revision 1 had like 16 jumping puzzle rooms, and I died in every single pit, I think, until you just told me to fly cheat over them. That was my introduction to this game.
Nice.
I've run enough play tests where I've gotten lots of anxiety watching somebody try to figure out like the very first thing, and like something that you assume is intuitive, they just like try literally everything aside from what you want them to do. But it's always a good learning experience.
Hey, I want to interrupt real quick. We're scheduled to do stream from like 12 to 2. So Alec, how are you feeling about timeline?
I'm feeling like I need to eat some lunch. But real
Yeah.
quick, let's throw some finishing touches on here. Let's run the room one last time. If y'all got any cool questions, post them now. We'll do one more round of questions before we log off. But you got 1 or 2 minutes as I think about this real quick. Okay, so you jump down here. There's like grass on the sides where you can get some pickups. So let's like continue that idea. Maybe like extend that idea even further. You could go into like a big thing of grass. How fun would that be? This guy could then throw a sickle. Maybe it even cuts the grass. He's facing downwards so that when you pass through here, he's going to be like right there in front of you. So it's a little bit of a surprise. So you need lots of safety. So this area on the right should feel like nice and open and easy breezy. This empty space back here is a little strange, but I like the idea of slowing you down even more. So you don't just gun it for the bellows here, for the spring bellows. So maybe there's even more grass back here. We put lots of pickups and all of that stuff. Maybe this should be like in between. So he's like standing between you two. Okay, that seems neat. Real quick, throw some random pickups and a few of these. Okay, awesome. Then you hop up back up here. There's a couple more of these guys, but they're facing downwards. They should both be facing downwards. So you can like sneak up on them basically. And then you can go to the left. You do all that. You come down here, and then we'll see how all that's coming together. Here we go. Running the room. All right. Oh, there they are. Oh, and there's a guy on the left. All right, I got this. You want that treasure, so you probably stick around and fight them until they're gone, so you can examine the space and then think, like, how do I get that treasure chest before I leave? Oh, I can't. Damn it. All right. Then you hop down here. This guy aggroes. There's a surprise pumpkin, but he's pretty well telegraphed. You got some space to fight him now on the left half of the screen after doing the other half. Grab another pickup or so. Oh, now you're here. This guy needs to face the other way, though. Down. I'll just pretend like he saw me. Hey, bud. Okay. Now he starts throwing a sickle. And you're in the grass fighting him. This needs like a platforming idea or like something to carve up the space a little bit more. Maybe those leaf piles. I should have a little leaf pile maze here since we're going to be doing that later. Then you hop back up here, and these guys, you can sneak up on them. You can aggro them one at a time if you're feeling cowardly. Or say, screw it, I'm out. See ya. And then you fight a boar on your way to the train station. This is all looking pretty good. Then you go over here. There's the train. Then there's a secret in the train station. Whoa, now I'm up here. This should just be like open, right? And there's just like a few little islands. And you're like, oh, this looks nice. It's idyllic. Maybe a pickup or two, but like nothing really. So you get your guard down, so when you go under here, you're ready to be surprised. Then you got this arena, where they have more room than you do. That's pretty fun. If you blitz it for the treasure chest, they can corner you. Oh, jeez. That seems cool. They're gonna push one another so they don't overlap. You get yourself a bone stone. And then you probably want a faster exit from here. So there should be like, seems like we're gonna need some pipes. I'm not gonna get too carried away. I'm just gonna drop them so that I remember. So this should be like a little island that is a treasure chest, but also like has a pipe that goes shloop all the way over to like here, and over here there should be a pipe that goes like shloop all the way over here. So that way, when you're at the train station, you're coming back, there's like a faster way to just like get out of here whoosh, and go to where you want to be. And from when you're here, there's a fast way to like get back up here. But I'm not going to hook up those pipes yet or put them in their final positions because it is lunchtime. Any questions? Any good ones?
What are you having for lunch?
I'm going to go to Sweet Green for sure.
Oh, we had a question earlier. Anthony Yuki asks, Alec, if you feel like you're better equipped with knowledge and ideas to make this game than like when Shovel Knight was being made.
I'd say since every game that we make is like really different, I am always the least equipped to make the levels when we first start it, and I don't know like what the levels are yet, and I am more equipped at the very end of development when you can like look at the whole game and you have a very good sense of what works and what doesn't. So yeah, each game we make is kind of like starting from scratch. Doing this kind of stuff is like very, very, very different than Shovel Knight. As I said, like in the very beginning of the stream, like there's more of an emphasis on establishing place and theming in a way that also intersects with the gameplay. Like, this bridge structure is like dictating what types of enemies and what types of gameplay and what types of like hazards and stuff can be here. But it's also important to establish a sense of place because the background is the foreground when the game is top down like this. So that's been like a big thing to consider. How can like it A, be fun to like play in a moment to moment way, but B, also like feel like you're in a real place with lots of different locales and sites and landmarks. In order to be something that you can actually navigate without getting lost as a player. All of that stuff you don't really have to consider when making something like a Shovel Knight level. Instead, you just like put blocks down and you're like, okay, this is fun. Oh yeah, look at these platforms. Love it. And then later, all of those other things I was talking about, you just add that as like background art. And it's like a very separate process. That's my side scroller layout right here. So thinking about both those things at the same time and just like non-linearity in general is like a brand new, very, very different question to tackle. And it's one that there's not a lot of reference for either because there's basically just Zelda, which is confusing enough to navigate that they have to give you a map, and not a lot of other like top-down adventure games. It's mostly just Zeldas.
Here's another question from Dark Tone. Is the carving man actually, and then in spoiler tag, Midden?
I think if he was, you'd be able to smell him from further away. So that deconfirms it right there. We don't really know what the carving man looks like underneath his like cloak and his top hat and all of that.
Well,
Could be the vegetable gremlin.
I know the boss fight, Bridget, but like still he's
I'm
like...
thinking of like the skeleton like under the hat.
Skeleton under the... Oh.
That's different.
I thought they were gonna say like, is it Poppet? Is it crispy guy under that big trench coat?
Nah, Poppet's someone else.
All right. Well, thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Oh my gosh.
We got through one note.
Come on, we made two.
It's a good note.
2 big rooms in only 2 hours.
It's exciting.
Oh, I gotta remember that bug too to do boar pushing.
Oh yeah.
Let's file that now.
Before you
Oh, and
forget.
Eli already fixed the ability to spring on 2 pots, so that's cool.
Yep.
Heck
Should
yeah.
be pushed right now.
Nice. And I gave you some flipped anim files, so enjoy. Have a good day, everybody.
I can't wait to update my build and
Hey,
get all
Celia.
those wonderful changes.
Yeah.
If you want to say anything as we're exiting.
Cool hair, Alec.
Did you not know that I'm blonde there?
I forgot, and then I opened up the stream to check on you guys, and I was like, "Who is that?"
Who hijacked our stream?
I got scared. Yeah, sure. Hey guys, everyone listening. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to check out the I don't know. Follow our social media pages. Make sure that you have Mina wish listed on Steam. And thanks for tuning in. I don't know if anyone else has anything.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. See you guys in the Discord.
See you guys at
Goodbye.
PAX East.
See you
Bye.
at PAX
Yay,
East.
we'll see you at PAX
Goodbye.
maybe. Bye.